Today, we're starting out a brand new Minecraft hardcore series. In this episode, I'm going to be trying to defeat the Ender Dragon. Let's see if I can do it. So we start out at spawn with a pretty good spawn point right next to this ruined portal. I real quickly just get some wood and we check out the chest, and it comes with a very nice Unbreaking 3 golden pickaxe. We're going to need to get some iron now, so hopefully there's going to be a shipwreck in the sea close by. So I'm going to craft up a boat here and some doors and see what we can do. Fortunately, I do end up finding a shipwreck pretty close by, and it also does come with 5 iron, which with the iron nuggets we had from before gives us 6 iron, which is exactly what we need to make a iron pickaxe and bucket, which is what I end up crafting. I then started removing some of the base blocks around the portal just to make it a little bit easier to get some of that lava out for the bit we're using for later. So I built up this little wooden frame here just so I could have a little base for where I'm actually going to put the nether portal. And just like that, we are now ready to go into the nether on the very first day in our hardcore Minecraft world. So hopefully it goes well. So now we are in the nether in our hardcore world, but unfortunately we only do have a pair of leather leggings and boots, so it is going to be pretty difficult here. But luckily we do find a bastion and a nether fortress pretty close by, which does come in our favour. Priority number 1 for us right now is getting some gold armor so we don't get attacked by the piglins when we're in the fortress. Right here, thought I didn't get any gold nuggets from it, but I ended up realizing that you can get it from that, so. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough gold nuggets there, so we did have to look elsewhere to get the rest of the gold that we needed to craft a golden helmet. Now that we had our gold helmet, we were able to safely head up to the bastion to start out some piglin trading. Stupidly, I started walking around looking for some iron nuggets because I didn't think I had enough iron to craft an iron pickaxe at this point, even though I did have it from the beginning, so that was a bit of a mistake on my behalf. I did eventually end up realizing I had the iron all along, so I crafted up that iron pickaxe so I can now mine the gold blocks. So I began to set up to start trading with the piglins, but unfortunately here I made a mistake and threw out my gold pickaxe instead of the gold bar. But overall everything was going pretty well at this point, until I eventually realized that I was missing one of the blocks on the side, so all the piglins were actually just walking out the hole that I put in there. So after going around the bastion and mining up some more gold that I've left behind from before, I did end up starting out the piglin trading again. This time it was a lot more successful, as all the piglins did end up coming right into the hole instead of just walking out like last time. While waiting for the trades, I ended up walking around the bastion, getting some more loot and gold for more piglin trades. At this point, the piglins had ended up trading away most of the gold, but I did end up having enough pearls for the end portal frame and enough obsidian to make another nether portal to get out of the nether. So I ended up leaving the bastion and going off to the fortress. I ended up making a huge mistake here that nearly costed the whole entire world. After that close call, I was now in the fortress and could start getting some blaze rods. And lucky enough, the piglins ended up trading me a fair few fire resistant potions, which makes killing the blazes a lot easier. The blazes were still being very annoying, and it did take me quite a while to get enough blaze rods to make all the Eyes of Ender. But eventually I did get 6 blaze rods, which would allow me to make 12 eyes of ender, which is all you need to fill up the portal frame. I then went around looking for a spot to build an nether portal to go back into the overworld. I found a pretty good spot right next to another blaze spawner, so I started building up the nether portal, then finishing up a few more blazes, and going into the overworld. Now that I was back into the overworld, I could start doing some triangulation to calculate the distance that I was away from the end portal frames. Turns out they were pretty far away, so I ended up going back into the nether so I could build another nether portal, so it would save a lot more time as I'd be a lot closer now. I did still have to walk quite a long way in the nether to get to the spot where I'd build the next nether portal. Finally, now that I was at the spot, I could start building the next nether portal, and hopefully it would take me a lot closer to the stronghold than I was before. Now that I was back in the overworld, the Eye of Ender was pointing in the exact direction I thought it would, so I travelled a few hundred blocks and started to dig down. Some quick navigation later and I'd found my way into the end portal room. Unfortunately, I still didn't have enough materials to go into the end fight right now, so I had to go and get some string and wood to craft some more beds. Now that I had everything ready, I went into the end. We were now in the end, but unfortunately I only had 10 arrows to take down the dragon with. So I decided to try something else. I set up a little pedestal in the middle of the end island and then I started crafting some beds. I was going to try explode the dragon with the beds that I've crafted. So I was now ready to fight it, I just had to wait for him to come down and purge. But unfortunately, it wasn't going to be that easy. Then, finally, the dragon came down to purge. And just like that, the Ender Dragon had been defeated on our very first episode in our hardcore Minecraft world. Even with the Ender Dragon being defeated in this episode, there was still some more stuff for us to do, so I collected the Ender Dragon egg and made my way over to the End City Islands. Now, I was finally at the End Islands, and I could go and search and find an End City so I could get an elytra. But unfortunately, this ended up being the longest part of the episode, as it did take me an extremely long time to find an End City. I believe I was actually searching around for an End City for longer than it actually took me to complete the entire game, so that was pretty annoying. But yeah, I did end up finding an End City, and luckily enough, it did also have a ship on it, so I was going to be able to get an elytra from it. But it was pretty annoying as well because the only food I had was the chorus fruit. So every time I ate one, I had to go back to the bottom of it again and start it all over. Which, you know, wasn't fun. But yeah, I did end up completing it and getting the elytra. Now all that stood in the way of us hitting that elytra was that one wood shulker just sitting right in front of it. And I quickly sorted him out and ended up getting the elytra. We were then able to loot the chest up here in peace, and we actually did get some pretty good loot out of this. I think I got 4 diamonds overall and 2 pieces of diamond armor, which was very nice. As well as I did make sure to get the dragon head from the front of the ship as well. And then we were off looking for another end gateway. It did take me quite a while as well to go back to the end gateway again, and it was actually pretty risky as well. Like some of the end pearl shots like this one, you barely got on. I had like 1 block there. But anyways, I ended up finding one and getting back to the main end island where I would go back to the overworld. And there you have it. That's how I beat hardcore Minecraft in 1 episode instead of 7. Be sure to like and subscribe so I can make some more episodes of this hardcore series. And yeah, that's the end of it. Thanks for watching. See ya.